we're going to do a Q&A, but in true disruption, even with the whole process of disrupting Harlem, there's a hashtag, which is Disrupt Harlem 2015, and you can ask questions using that hashtag. And we're going to be using technology to get to your questions. If you don't think I'm doing a good job up here, you can disrupt that whole thing, okay? All right, so now we're going to put you guys in the hot seat and ask you some questions. I live in Harlem. I lived in Harlem for about 15 years. I go to events like this all the time. You go, you see people, they're just like, hey, this is what I do, this is about my company. And you feel great. And you're like, wow, those are faces and stories that are so similar to mine. Then you go back to your day-to-day, and what do you have for it, right? So that goes into my first question. What is one simple thing or secret you can share to help those in the audience innovate by tomorrow? What's something they can do that, if they're a business person, real quick audience, anyone out there an entrepreneur, raise your hand. Just so you know your audience, okay? Anyone out there live in Harlem? Just so you know your audience. And anyone out there, 2 hands up, amazing. Anyone out there? Everybody, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, your mom is correct, sir. So Anthony, again, the question, what is one simple thing or secret you can share to help those in the audience innovate by tomorrow?
Okay, so, this is something we talk about all the time. This is basically what entrepreneurship is. I have a quote that we created that we tell everyone is don't reinvent the wheel, put rims on it. And so that's sort of like what you saw our speakers kind of do this morning, saying we take normal things that people do every day and add a certain element to it. And so what's something that sucks in your life right now? Look at that. I know an entrepreneur who basically said, well, I hate waiting in line, at stores or at amusement parks. So let me figure out how I can just make that suck a little bit less. And so figure out what's going on in your life right now, whether it be a certain thing at your job that you hate doing that takes so long to do. Maybe it takes an hour. Like, this is crazy. It gets on my nerves. Or maybe it's something that your mother is going through or your brother is going through, whatever it may be. Like, find the frustration, find the friction, and just write down 10 ideas on how to make that better. And I think that's one thing you can do right away.
It's a great answer. For free. Just knowledge is power, just give it away. Thank you. Okay, Rachel. Same question, just keeping it fair. It's like a debate, but we're on the same side here. Okay? So one simple thing or secret you can share to help those in the audience innovate by tomorrow.
Yeah, can I ask an audience understanding question as well before I answer this? How many folks here work or innovate with technology? Very many people? Okay, so fair amount, yeah, okay. So, one thing I always tell people when they ask about kind of how to start making or innovating or building a business or kind of getting on their way, the first thing that I tell people is to just start. There is no one way to build something. There is no one way to build an empire. No matter what, if you have to start from somewhere, and you'll probably make a whole lot of mistakes. And I like to think that with every kind of wrong path you go down, you're getting closer to the right one. But more than anything else, I would say in the first bit of it, just start, but then also don't feel like you have to take on the entirety of a solution or get everything right away. It's about taking things in the smallest chunks possible so that you can kind of chip away at something. It allows you to celebrate the successes and the wins that you get along the way, and it makes it all a little bit more digestible. So as you kind of chip away at this big grand dream you might have, making sure you're celebrating the things that are you did along the way. But yeah, more than anything else, just kind of start.
I would say confront a need. For me, how I came about with my business, I found a need, a personal need, a need that I share with all women. and I confronted it. I didn't run away from it or say, this is silly. Be honest with yourself about what that need is and think of a solution. And then take an actionable step towards creating that solution. I don't care if it's like taping a toothbrush to a battery. I don't care what it is and how crazy it sounds, just do it. That's the point, is to start. And that's exactly what I did. I had no tech background at all, and I built my site by myself, and it functioned surprisingly well. So it's just starting.
And I'm going to answer my own question a little bit. For anyone out there who maybe is not so technology internet and they have a local business, take advantage of the resources out there, not just the amazing resources of things like from HBA and Harlem Development Corp, but also if you go to facebook.com/business, there's tons of resources, ways you can promote your business. If you go to google.com/business, you can get a telephone line. It can ring up to 6 lines. It's free. A lot of free resources. Get yourself on a map. It's free. People type in your item that you sell, they can find you. And again, just take advantage of a lot of the resources out there in our community and in Silicon Valley.